It's relevant with boxing from across the world. Andre SOG Ward would be an excellent matchup against Sullivan Barrera, who is 17-0 with 12 KOs, a 71% KO rating. Barrera is ranked number 1 in Cuba. He's 33 years old, 6'2", with a reach of 73. His last opponent he KO'd in the 5th round. Murat did not know what to do. Before that, he fought Hakeem Zulika and defeated him in the 8th round by TKO. And a former world champion, Jeff Lacey, he defeated in the 4th round by TKO. Barrera is taller. He has a longer reach than Andre Ward. Andre Ward, who's 28-0 with 15 KOs, a KO percentage rating of 54%. He's 31 years old, 6 feet tall, 71 reach. He's real effective. He's known for defeating Carl Froch. He's known for defeating Chad Dawson. He's known for defeating Edwin Rodriguez, who was also an undefeated fighter at the time. He's known for defeating Arthur Abraham, Sakio Bika. Andre Ward's record speaks for itself, as we all know. Both fighters have an O, and one of them have to go. If you check throughout Andre Ward's record, he's known for taking fighters' O's. As a matter of fact, his first 2 fights were 2 undefeated fighters that he put the 1 defeat on their record. He also fought an undefeated Roger Cantrell and put that 1 loss in his record. Andre Ward's a very good fighter, for sure. The people that he's fought, okay, his last few fights, let's talk about the last 4 to 5 fights, all right? And in between those 4 to 5 fights, he fought like Carl Froch, who went on, after losing to Andre Ward, went on to beat Lucien Bute, Yusuf Mack, Mikkel Kessler, and George Groves twice, okay? And I'm just trying to compare the caliber of fighters that, Andre Ward fights and the caliber of fighters that Sullivan Barrera fights. Andre Ward also fought Arthur Abraham, and Abraham went up, and after he lost to Andre Ward, defeated Pablo Oscar Natalio Farias. He also defeated Robert Stieglitz, Piotr Wilczewski, Mehdai Bodla. So he went on and won his next few fights. Sakio Bika is another former opponent of Andre Ward. After his defeat to Andre Ward, he defeated his next few opponents, Alfredo Contreras and Daya Davis. And Marco Antonio Paraban. So, and even that guy was undefeated. As a matter of fact, Bika went on and beat 2 undefeated fighters, right after he fought Andre Ward. Okay, 2 undefeated fighters, right after he fought Andre Ward. That's what he did. And he drawed with another undefeated fighter, Anthony Durrell. Okay, so this is the type of caliber fighters that Sakio Bika is fighting and Andre Ward's fighting. You understand what I mean? Last but not least, at the time, another undefeated fighter, Andre Ward fought Edwin Rodriguez, who also went on and defeated his next few opponents, Azia Agostama and Derek Findlay and Craig Baker. Okay, also Michael Seals, right? Who's an undefeated fighter at the time. And Craig Baker also was an undefeated fighter at the time. So it lets you know the caliber fighters that he's fighting. Sullivan Barrera. His last few opponents, some of them went on and lost against the next few opponents. Or they had a couple losses before that. That's what I mean. For Sullivan Barrera, he didn't fight people coming off losing streaks. Andre Ward fought guys who were coming off winning streaks. And continued after they lost to Andre Ward, they continued a winning streak. Sullivan Barrera fought opponents who either lost several times before they fought Barrera, or after they fought Barrera, they won one and lost the next few, or they just lost to Barrera and continued losing afterwards. So totally different level and class of fighters that Barrera and Andre Ward are fighting. The key things Barrera must do to defeat Andre Ward is utilize his 73 reach and his 6'2 height. These are the key things that he has to use against Andre Ward. Timing, quickness, speed, and accuracy. If Sullivan Barrera is able to get there before Andre Ward, this will be the most effective part of the fight. Being able to land the heavy shots before Andre Ward. Being able to keep Andre Ward at bay. Being able to use that little reach and make it a big advantage. I've seen it done many times in boxing. And I believe Sullivan Barrera, after, I believe he's part of the Cuban school. He's attended a Cuban school of boxing. And I believe that he should be able to use the angles and the reach to his advantage. With that being said, good footwork and accuracy will be the key to winning this. He has KO power. He would have to land accurate shots. He would have to be aggressive. He has to be on the offense, and he would have to land counterpunch. Counterpunching would be the key for Sullivan Barrera to win. However, he's also will be finding a counter fighter, a counter puncher. However, Barrera needs to become the counter power puncher. With 33 years of age, he still has some youth left in him to be able to compete against Andre Ward. He has a notable name on his record, with Jeff Lacy being on his record. And in the 4th round, he defeated Jeff Lacy. And with that being said, he is aware of what it is to fight a champion or fight at the championship level. And he does have the skills in the corner to defeat him and to utilize his strengths, which is the speed. His strength is also the reach, his height. He will be the bigger fighter, I believe, coming into the ring. And he needs to use that to his advantage. He needs to use his mass and his speed to his advantage to intimidate Andre Ward. He needs to also use his footwork to eliminate Andre Ward's ability to counter, because if Andre Ward comes in a counter and he can't reach him because of his height, or can't reach him because the jab or the cross is keeping him at bay, it will frustrate Andre Ward. He must frustrate Andre Ward and get into Andre Ward's head and disturb his concentration. These are the key things that Barrera needs to do to defeat Andre Ward, is to be aggressive, land power shots, move forward, cut the ring as best as he can, and utilize his height and his reach to the best of his ability with his power as a weapon to technically defeat Andre Ward. Andre Ward, for him, this fight would be what his career has been looking for since he's returned to boxing. A young fighter who is undefeated, who comes from a great school of boxing, and is number 1 in his country in this division. If Andre Ward defeats Sullivan Barrera, this will rejuvenate his career and definitely reassure everyone in the boxing world where Andre Ward stands in the light heavyweight division. Andre Ward has the ability to get under Sullivan Barrera and dig in his shots. And Andre Ward has done that many times before. Andre Ward is a very effective fighter, very skilled fighter. He's able to put his opponent down when necessary. He's able to, his awareness, his IQ is amazing. He has the boxing IQ of Muhammad Ali, Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather, and just a little bit of Larry Holmes put together in one fighter. With that being said, he has to utilize his jab. You know, he has to fight on the outside, coming inside. When he gets inside, move back on the outside. He has to move in and out with Sullivan Barrera. Barrera would have to keep up in footwork, and when Barrera is trying to keep up with footwork, this is when Andre Ward needs to set traps, needs to bait him. Andre Ward, as you all know, can bait anybody in the game. I've seen him bait a lot of people. Once he baits Sullivan Barrera, Barrera will be in trouble. Andre Ward needs to use his strengths, which is his counter punches, his speed, which he has a lot of speed, very similar speed to Barrera. I can't really determine who's faster, but I still believe that Andre Ward is the younger fighter and still is the faster fighter, and that's why I'm picking Andre Ward to win this. Sullivan Barrera has not fought the type of caliber fighters that Andre Ward has fought. I don't believe he's been hit as hard as Andre Ward has been hit by any of the opponents that he's ever faced. And I believe that chin is suspect. I believe that Sullivan Barrera's chin is suspect, and Andre Ward's camp knows about this. I believe they see him as a guy who hasn't been challenged yet. And based on his record, he has one opponent out of those 17 fights, which is Jeff Lacey, who is not the same left hook Lacey he once was. He's an aging fighter, 38 going on 39 years old. And Andre Ward is not. Andre Ward is much younger, much more athletic, counter puncher. He's a very good striker. His footwork is amazing, and we've seen it many times over and over again. He does have KO power, even though it's in the 50s. Doesn't mean he can't knock you out. A guy like Sullivan Barrera is going to have a lot of trouble with Andre Ward. I believe in the 11th round, that you will see that Andre Ward will be able to knock out Sullivan Barrera. However, he will not knock out Sullivan Barrera because Andre Ward likes to play it safe. This will go 12 rounds. And Sullivan Barrera, I have to tell you this, and I have to tell the boxing community this, in the end, there can only be one. And the one that will be standing will be Andre Ward. On one accord, this is a fight that Sullivan Barrera can afford. And that's why I believe that if this fight were to happen, Sullivan Barrera would demand a lot of money, because he's very much aware that Andre Ward has the skills and the ability to beat him, even though he has the reach, even though he has the height advantage. Andre Ward is the younger, hungrier, more complete fighter, more established fighter, and definitely a proven warrior in the ring. And once Sullivan Barrera fights a high caliber fighter like Andre Ward, a lot of his openings, a lot of his weaknesses will be exposed. You'll see him, tire way faster than he ever has, having to deal with a person like Andre Ward's footwork and his defensive and offensive abilities. So I believe Andre Ward wins by unanimous decision, and if not, it's 11th round TKO. And the reason why the guy doesn't make it to 12th round because Andre Ward tired him out. Hit him in places in his body and in his head that he's never been hit before. And Andre Ward can get up and under those jabs and those hooks that Sullivan Barrera throws. I've seen Andre Ward do it many times before. That's why I'm even considering a KO in the 11th round. And I believe it's going to be a KO by the left hook by Andre Ward. If not, decision by Andre Ward. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, it's Melevent with boxing from across the world. Also, let me know in the comments below. Do you believe Andre Ward will defeat Sullivan Barrera, or will Sullivan Barrera defeat Andre Ward? Will it be by KO? Will it be by decision? Until next time.